last year, we saw the youths coming together, getting in the streets, advocating for their rights on issues, finances bill. We saw other people coming up and riding on their blood and taking roles. And when they did take their roles, some have sided with the government, some have sided with opposition. And it tend to appear like the country has shortage of young leaders. We're here just to put it straight that the country has no shortage of young leaders, and you're calling for every young leader back at home to present themselves as candidates in the coming election.
Thank you, members of the press. I'm Mugane Mugo, and I'm a civic educator. First of all, let me say that we have come together, not just as young leaders or upcoming leaders, but as citizens that are dissatisfied with the direction in which our leadership is being steered. And we are living in very interesting times whereby truth has become dangerous, critical thinking is being treated like rebellion, social media expression is being treated like treason, and we've seen government advocates of good governance being maimed and being criminalized. And therefore, it is a deity matter that we need to revisit, and it is a moment that we need to come together as young people and as civic educators so that we can protect our democracy. I'd urge my fellow young people and the fellow civic educators to come together across the nation so that we can impact the mind of the voter. I want to say that a ballot box is not something to joke with, and the choices we make at the ballot box are so powerful to influence generations. They are so powerful to influence the quality of the service delivery in our country. They are so powerful to influence the strength of our independent institutions. Therefore, we cannot continue making democratic choices on ignorance, on sympathy, on voter bribery, and even on tribal basis. Therefore, our call as young people is to know that this is our chance to come together and take up leadership. We cannot be retweeters, slogan chanters, and always cheering up the oppressors and the politician. And it is high time as young people of this nation, we stop treating politicians like celebrities. We must treat them like leaders or service, public service officers, whom we must hold accountable, whom we must ask questions. Therefore, we must rewrite the way things have been done in this nation. We must change the narrative whereby someone comes up, says that, you know, nilifukuzwa kambi fulani na nataka mnipatie kura because mnihurumie. We cannot use sympathy as a basis of vetting leaders. We cannot use the fact that someone was fired from a particular docket as a basis of giving them an elective position. What we want to say is that we will vet our leaders based on merit because we've been disappointed enough and we have learned from our mistakes. One thing that we don't want to do, we don't want to pass this mantle to the next generation. Therefore, I would say that voting on sympathy is betrayal of democratic progress. We must elect people not because of their surnames, not because they come from particular royal families, not because they gave us 500 or gave our mothers 200 and some lesos. We must vote our leaders based on integrity and performance from even dockets they have held previously. I would say that leadership is not a consolation prize. So we are not here to award the best person or the best victim who was crying on a podium. We are not here to award someone because they were chased from a particular ministry, a ministry that maybe they did nothing when they were in power. I like to urge our fellow young people to take up leadership position, not just to be spectators, but to be participants. But even before we become participants, we must know that we cannot participate in a democracy we don't understand. We cannot participate in a system we don't understand. So one of my call as a civic educator is to enable the voter to understand the system, is to enable the voter to understand the democratic process and the impact that particular democratic choices have to the future of this nation. Therefore, we must stop looking at politicians like celebrities. We must stop looking at political positions as impossibilities, because we are capable and we don't have a shortage. The other day, we saw the government recycling people. In fact, it is even removing people that are in power to give them appointed position. Yet we have technocrats in this nation. We have young people that are learned in this nation. We must rewrite the history of how things are being done, and we must change the narrative.
Members of
Thank
the
you.
press, my name is Collins Lugonga. I am a youth leader from Kakamega County, and today I'm just joining other leaders from different parts of the country, from different counties, all the 47 counties, to come together and build our cohesion and solidarity in ensuring that we rewrite the history and the political history and governance of this country, Kenya. So young people are suffering and they are subjected to a number of challenges and issues that are affecting their lives. Segregation in terms of job opportunities and even development and growth opportunities is one of the challenges young people are really facing. Unemployment, like today, over 5 million Kenyans who are young people, they have been subjected to a lot of economic inequalities, whereby young Kenyans do not have money in their pockets. And young Kenyans also are suffering because of these issues that are being spearheaded and even propelled by the political class. Today, you realize that young people are the ones who are being found in social crimes, social issues, economic challenges that we are facing as a country, even in security cases. You could even see cases from Mombasa, cases from Northeastern, cases from the Western Kenya, whereby most of the participants, most of the criminal gangsters, they are young people. Reason because these people have been alienated by the government, by their own leaders. And it is also very sad that the same political class is taking advantage of the young people by subjecting them to the political handouts. And this inhibits them from even focusing on their own lives and how they need to develop. So what we are gathering here today, and our key message, is to call every young person across the nation that we want to build a strong, friendly movement that is going to spearhead the leadership that we've been missing since even independence. Because our main aim, our main goal here is to rewrite the political history of this great nation of Kenya. And we don't want, and even we are not going to give time to the leaders to see them taking our country into a mess. Why? Because they are going to destroy our future. Our future starts today and even started tomorrow, and it is still there. It started today, it was there yesterday, and it's there tomorrow. So we have to secure and safeguard our future, not unless we also want to see them just taking this country to another direction. Lastly, a very good example, you can see what happened in Eldoret, the human organs trafficking. It was involving young people. Why? Because these are people who are facing economic challenges. How do you sell your own kidney that supports your life at 400,000 shillings when somebody else is going to sell it at 3.2 million to make a profit? Simply means it is a wake-up call to the young people. We must speak in the same narrative. We must speak in the same volume. We must speak the same language in this country so that we can be able to liberate ourselves from the political slavery and even economic slavery, because we are the same people that are going to suffer. My friends gave very good examples in the government. So we want also to dictate the leadership and governance of this country. We don't want to see people who are just being selected, not on merit-based criteria. And they are taking these positions, they are taking the public office positions, and they are not even able to deliver. And at the same time, we see our country just running into a mess. These are some of the things that we are going to address. Lastly, we want to call upon all the young people across the country to take political positions wherever they are, to take leadership positions in whatever capacity they want to go. We want to encourage them. They should never give up. Myself, I was on the ballot in 2022. in Chevaya Ward, a rural community. In 2027, I'll still be on the ballot, come, because I want to also be part of the team that is going to rewrite the political history of this country. How do we achieve that? Not unless we are on the decision-making table, not unless we are there to participate in policy making procedures and processes. We cannot make that change. So we want to encourage all the young people to also participate in the elections, to also participate in selection of leaders, and they should also, convince themselves and even dare themselves to be on the ballot. And we are going to support them because we are building a base, a very strong base countrywide that is going to liberate the voice of young people. So it is a call, a wake-up call to all of us and a call to action to all the young people across the nation. Thank you.
Maybe youth need leadership. I mean, support from our leaders to see this initiative.
Very well. We will not say that we don't need that leadership, mentorship from the other leaders, but the point is we already have our own strength. We are not taking those positions. That this team is here to encourage, inspire, and just trigger that inner potential of that young person who is still doubting and doesn't believe in himself or herself. This team is enough to do that. We are going to provide that mentorship to our brothers and our young sisters. So we are very capable of doing that.
My name is Revan Wanga from Gooi constituency, Bungoma County. Huko Waluya huko ndani. So today we are gathered here as young leaders, and we want to encourage every other young person that will be seeing this, that there is a chance for us to change our country for good. There is a chance for us to rewrite politics of this country for good. There is something that I want to say. If youths are old enough to die in the streets, then they are old enough to lead. Yes. Let not these old guards try and tell you that you are not old enough to lead. Leadership does not come from age. I want you guys to understand, we are the people that we've been educated by Kibaki, we've read the constitution, and we are learned. The literacy percent has increased. So I want to urge every other youth, stop thinking about the popularity, stop thinking about the resources. The first thing that I want you guys to do, get back to your homes, register for the votes, so that 2027 we can go to the ballot and make a choice out of merit, not popularism. Statistics indicate that 35% of this population, that is 18 to 34, are around 18 million, 15 million to around 18 million. That is enough. 10 million strong yenye Raila alikuwa anasema, that is enough for the youths. Bila hawa wazee. You have to understand that. So I want to encourage you. Let it not be like 2022 where 2 million people, 2.3 million youths are the ones who voted out of 8 million who had registered in the last election. So this time round, wewe chukua kura mahali huko. Go and take your vote, go to the ballot, vote and protect your vote. Starting from the MCA. Ni venye tupigi kura chief, but starting from the MCA. Go there at home, mobilize. And I also want to call out other young leaders who have been moving around the country, that tunawaona, do the good job. And there are others who have been paid, there are others who have defected and now they are masquerading as people who are with the youth, but they are not. I want to call upon the youth. As you're doing this, because I know you are learned, be very keen whom you support. Be very keen whom you follow. Look at what they've been doing from the past. We want to change leadership, and we cannot change leadership with the same people who are masquerading around with the old guards, who are trying to tell us that I'm in the government, but I'm not. You see? So I want you guys, as young people, it's high time. You are the people who have been told that the future is here. Now, today is the future that you are being told that the future is coming. It is today. There is no other future that you're able to expect. 5 years from now, most of us will be around 34 years. And when you add another 5 years, we'll be around 40 years. There is no youth who is 40 years apart from those who are in this government. We want to end that shenanigans of putting 50 years to represent the youth. They even don't know how to use a smartphone. They cannot engage in AI things. So I want to urge the youths. I want to urge the comrades. Please fight for your country. There's no one who is coming to save you. Fight for your country. I want to repeat again. Fight for your country. Fight for your country. I'm repeating that again. I'm saying this with pain because I have seen mothers crying they have lost their children. I have seen people in Eldoret doing organ trafficking. A young man who is learned, I've interacted with them, they are selling their kidneys, and a politician comes, makes profit out of it, Then there's another one that comes and tells us now that we want to extend this term to 7 years because we are Christians. I'm also a Christian, but we cannot do policies based on religion and everything. So I want to encourage young youths, go and take your votes. We will be launching a voter registration campaign coming soon, and we will move everywhere. Everywhere. When you see us, whoever it is, we will be moving everywhere to make sure that every young youth and every young aspirant has an opportunity to get to the ballot and change this country for good. Thank you.
Good afternoon, members of the press. My name is Emanuel, a young leader in this nation. And today we called in to give a brief statement. One of importance is calling for actions for other young leaders in various constituencies to come up and position themselves as leaders in the various areas, that is MCAs and members of parliament. It is evident that Kenya has been in a campaign mode. The various factions, some in the government, some who are defectees of the government, have been up and around the country in campaign mode. We are coming in as young leaders to call for other young leaders in the various positions to show up and also to start present themselves as options. If we have to be masters of our destinies, then we have to be masters of decisions that influence these destinies. Many a times the young people have been positioned to be used as people to join the streets, and every time you see youths coming together, you will imagine them is just to join the streets. This time round, it's different. We're here as a call in the wilderness to other young aspirants, members of parliaments, MCAs, governors, and even senators who believe in the movement that has been happening in the country. That has been evident from time memorial. Last year, we saw the youths coming together, getting in the streets, advocating for their rights on issues finances bill. We saw other people coming up and riding on their blood and taking roles. And when they did take their roles, some have sided with the government, some have sided with opposition. And it tend to appear like the country has shortage of young leaders. We're here just to put it straight that the country has no shortage of young leaders, and we are calling for every young leader back at home to present themselves as candidates in the coming election, because it is very evident that the country is already in a campaign mode. So this is a call for action. Just ask young leaders to present themselves as options and do not be deterred. Do not feel wary or afraid of the myth that has been there that you need to have money or you need to come from a political party for you to win an election. We're here to tell you, you as you are, present yourself as an option. And not only present yourself as an option for these positions, but reach out to another young leader. Use the social media platform to reach out to another and another and another. And let's form a web of young leaders. The difference this time round will be, it is not the first time that people have presented themselves as independent candidates, as young leaders, and won various seats as members of parliament. The difference this time is we will be many. And therefore, this is a call for action that tujitokeze, na tusijitokeze tu, tushikane pia. And also to give hope to others, because we've seen some come up in groups. And to make this clear, this is just a carcass of various young leaders from different positions. Others are vying in various constituencies, others are civic educators, others are even just passionate about the change of this country.
The challenge is that you have undergone you guys to come up with such a decision.
We've seen the various challenges that youths have undergone. Youths have been used as puppets to pass information. And once they are killed in the streets, different people are given the seats. Yes. Those are challenges. The reason is because youths have not organized themselves. That's why we are asking them to come out and form a web. The only solution to this is present yourself as a candidate and connect with another youth leader doing the same thing in a different area, because it is true.
What does youth want for this government?
I think I would like to give that chance for someone else to answer. But before I do that, allow me to say we are not the same people who show up every day and say we want the government, we want the government. This time round, the difference is we want to be part of the government. And most of them say, mwache kupiga kelele social media, tupatane kwa ballot. So this is us coming to say, other youth leaders, present yourself as candidates in the ballot. And do not wait.
Yes. Maybe as youth leaders, maybe you receive their demands. What are their demands? What do they want?
If you'd want me,
Yeah, we can just switch.
no, okay.
So I
He handles
continue.
that.
Who's next?